These notes cover percent error. The essential question is, how do you calculate percent error? So this is part of the 7th grade math standards, and here is the equation in order to calculate the percent error. So you would take the approximate value, subtract the exact value, and then divide that by the exact value. Once you do that, that's going to give you the decimal version of the percent error, and then from there you just convert it to a percentage. So let's go ahead and use this equation and answer some questions. The weatherman forecasted 20 millimeters of rain, but we really got 25 millimeters. What's the percent error? So you're going to use this up here as a guide in order to help you solve this to find the percent error. So we're going to start with the approximate value, and the approximate value is that estimate. So that weatherman forecasted 20 millimeters of rain, but you really got 25 millimeters. So that approximate value is 20 millimeters, and you don't have to label it until the end, okay? And then you're going to subtract the actual value. So what really happened? Well, what really happened is you got 25 millimeters of rain. Oops, that's not 25, that's 25. Sorry. Okay, and then you're going to divide that value by the exact value, which was 25. That's what really happened, okay? So this is where integers do play a part in getting this as a correct answer. So you want to go 20 subtract 25. Well, 20 subtract 25 is negative 5. And then I'm going to keep that right there, 25ths. And we are going to go ahead and divide that. So negative 5 divided by 25, well, a positive divided by a negative is going to give me a negative answer. So when I type this into my calculator, I don't have to worry about putting that negative sign in front there, just because I already know it's going to be a negative value. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply go 5 divided by 25, and I get 2/10. But I know it's going to be a negative 2/10 because a negative divided by a positive is a negative. Okay, and remember that's the decimal version of the percent. So from there we need to go ahead and multiply that by 100, and that would give us a negative 20%. Okay, and what that means in the context of the problem is the weatherman underestimated by 20%. And I know it's an underestimate because I have a negative right there. That means the weatherman was lower than he was supposed to be by 20%. Okay? The next example says, I estimated that the repairs to my car would cost $120. In fact, they cost $80. What was the percent error? So that's nice that the cost was cheaper than I expected. But to find the percent error, let's go ahead and use that equation. Take your approximate value, and my approximate value that I thought it would cost was $120. Okay, and I need to subtract, well, what it really costs was 80, and then divide that by what it really cost. Okay, 120 subtract 80, that's 40 80ths. Okay, and then just 40 divided by 80 would give you 5/10 or 50/100. And go ahead and convert that into a percentage by multiplying that by 100. You'd get 50%. So I overestimated by 50%. Okay, so now for your summary, I want you to answer this question, and I do want you to do it correctly. So if you're confused at all, I want you to kind of review the first 2 examples and review up there the formula to help you figure out the answer to this question. Sierra estimates the weight of Marissa's cat to be 10 pounds. The actual weight of the cat is 13 7/78 pounds. Find the percent error. Okay, then turn the page, please. Okay, number 1. 1,500 people were expected to attend a rock concert, but only 1,350 turned up. What's the percent error? So just from your memory, you want to try to remember what the formula is because, on assessments such as the SBAC or whatever the assessment is at the time you're assessed on this standard, you need to know that, okay? So you need to start off with the approximate. What was the estimate? Well, 1,500 people they were expected to attend. So that's going to be that approximate value. Okay? And then from that, you're going to subtract what really happened. So how many people actually showed up? 1,350. And then you're going to divide that by what really happened. Okay? 1,500 subtract 1,350 is 150. And then divided by 1,350. So when I go 150 divided by 1,350, because I want to get the percent, you go numerator divided by denominator to get your decimal version of the percent, and then you convert that to the percent. I got this. So it's a repeating decimal. So it's going to be 1/10 repeating, which is approximately, see I have to do approximate right here because this is the exact answer, 0.1 repeating, but I can't write that forever, So I would say that's approximately 11%, okay, because I had to round. Okay, number 2. The dean expected to earn $425 in a week, but instead he earned $500. What was the percent error? Again, you're going to start with the approximate, $425. And then you're going to subtract, always subtract what really happened or what he really earned. He really earned $500. Then you're going to divide that by what really happened, which was $500. 425 subtract 500 is negative 75 over 500. Now we're going to go ahead and find the decimal version of the percent. Now I don't have to type in negative 75 divided by 500 in my calculator if I already know that a negative divided by a positive is going to give me a negative answer. So that kind of just saves me a little bit of time on the calculator. I don't have to look for the negative sign, I guess. So 75 divided by 500, 75 divided by 500 is 15 hundredths, so it'd be a negative 15 hundredths. And convert that decimal into a percentage. So it's negative 15%, and that's the underestimate. He underestimated by 15%, and it's an underestimate because of that negative sign right there, okay? Oh, up at the top, I forgot to put an overestimate, okay? They overestimated, this is estimated, by about 11%, okay? All right, so for the next two, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the answer, but I expect you to have your work match up your answer, okay? So this is a good way to check and see if you're doing it correctly. For number 3, Chase tries to read 50 pages of his book every day. 1 week, which is 7 days, he only managed to read 280 pages. What was the percent error? So you should get, as your answer, 25% overestimate. Chase overestimated by 25%. Okay, number 4, Julian thought that it would cost $100 to rent a scooter. The actual price was $115. What was Julian's percent error? So your answer for this one, you should get negative 13%. So Julian underestimated by 13%. Okay, and for this last one, I'm not going to give you the answer at all. I'm just going to check it when you turn in your notes, and I do expect you to get this correct. So if at any point when you're reading this you don't understand it, please refer back to the above examples that I've given you, that I've shown my work and given you the examples for and the answers, and Try to please figure it out. If you have any continued questions, please let me know. So number 5 says, Edgar estimates that 475 songs will fit on his MP3 player. The actual amount of songs that fit is 380. Find the percent error.